Welcome back, everyone, to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. We are here in game number 1 of our first best of 3 of the evening. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Bancho, and on the right is going to be the Nexus Cats. This is going to be a Division D East matchup, and if you are wondering how we might have gotten to Battlefield of Eternity, I got you covered, friends. The home team this evening is going to be Bancho. They won the coin flip, opting for first pick priority. Dragonshire and Cursed Hollow were banned out by them. Nexus Cats are going to go ahead and ban out Tomb of the Spider Queen as well as Towers of Doom, and since the opposing side had first pick priority, they will have map pick, and that's going to be Battlefield of Eternity chosen by them. We'll go ahead and see what's going to be happening here draft-wise, because we are in Division D, so we are going to be leaning a little bit more into comfort picks in a sense. There's going to be a little bit of a meta. You know, we're probably going to see high priority onto Greymane or Vala or, you know, anything to race down the Immortal, maybe Hanzo as well, and then you might see something, you know, like we might see more priority onto like Rhaegar, which he does have viability, but like things like Stukov or Deckard Cain or Ana or even Anduin, a lot of those are really, really high priority. It's just Rhaegar's a lot easier to play, as well as the fact that it's just it dives in with, you know, maybe you go to the Greymane and you pick up a Diablo as well, so you're at least building around that dive. And I'm making him sound a little bit like he's on a lower tier, but Rhaegar does have his viability. It's just I feel like that there are those kind of top 4 in a sense that we often do see more often, being the Anduin, Deckard Cain, Stukov, sometimes the Alexstrasza. I always talk about Alexstrasza and she never gets picked up, and then when I stop talking about her, she's like the hotness. So, and that's different divisions and everything, so it all works out pretty well. But there's going to be a Joanne on the left-hand side, so they're going to be going more into controlled composition, I think, with this. They're going to be maybe looking for a Stukov here as well, because that works well with her. The Flailing Swipe's a good way to disengage the Diablo. Anduin's not a bad idea either. Chastise, if you can throw that out as he's shadow charging in. I mean, it's very, very hard to do that, but if you're able to get that lockdown in any way, shape, or form, you can at least back off. Now, on the opposing side, the Diablo Sylvanas works out really, really well together because of the fact that you do have this push pressure with Sylvanas, but Diablo can keep engaging and stepping up and pushing forward. So we're going to be looking to see anything that's aggressive to push in with a Diablo. Obviously, Alarak and Greymane are wonderful heroes for that, but they are already being banned out. Now, we had an Ana Vala being picked up by the side of Bancho as well, so Vala is going to be their main source of race in the Immortal Burn phase, and then Ana is going to be probably nano boosting. I would expect someone that's going to be picked up a little bit later. Maybe they actually go into the Jaina or Kael'thas, and it looks like Kael'thas will be removed. So I wonder if the members of Nexus Cats are considering a Jaina here. Jaina and Diablo actually pair very well together due to the fact that you have things like Apocalypse, even Ring of Frost and Lightning Breath goes well, or you can even just go for Lightning Breath and the Water Elemental. Both of those have great sustain or burst damage setup, so I like the idea of banning out a Jaina here on the left-hand side, unless they plan to try and pick it up themselves, but it's a little risky because I think they're probably eyeing that on the side of Nexus Cats. We'll see what happens here when it comes to the ban. Looks like they're going to get rid of the Anduin. They don't want to deal with his healing as well as the Light Bomb potential onto a Diablo, and they were considering that for quite some time. Now here we can see something like the Jaina being picked up. Also, they don't have anything race potential-wise, but they're also missing their solo lane. So I was thinking, I was like, oh, maybe you consider the Raynor here, but, you know, Raynor, Jaina, that goes well together. It also gives you some race, but maybe, what do we see? Because they still need to support. They're actually going to go into Lunara, so that will be a lot of their race potential. Okay. I like that a lot. Then they're still going to be needing their solo lane, but the way that they're playing this draft is very smart. You can see what they've already picked up on the right-hand side. They've got their core 4 that's going to be in bottom lane. So it's going to be Sylvanas, Diablo, Stukov, Lunara. Now in the top lane, they don't know what they're going up against, so by leaving that solo lane as the last pick, that makes the enemy side show what they're going to be playing, and then they can adapt and adjust from there. This, on the other side, I don't hate the idea of like a Malthael for the nano boost, and then they can actually go into a Li Ming as well. So I like this a lot. It's a little frontline weak-ish. Malthael can be that kind of force that disrupts the backline a little bit, opening things up for Li Ming potentially, but they're going to need to play around the fact that they're a little squishy, that Ana, Vala, and Li Ming are in a bit of a risky spot sometimes. Now, granted, Vala and Li Ming both have very good, not very good, but they have disengaged tools like the Blink or the Vault, whereas Ana has just kind of her legs to get away. So that's going to be Blaze played into the Malthael. A little surprised by that. Sometimes we often do see range being played into a Malthael to make their life a little bit more difficult, or even sometimes like Thrall so that you don't have the higher health pool. And they can usually match up into them pretty well. But overall, between the two teams, I think we have a strong draft coming out from either side, and it's going to be down to realistically who can win in these small engagements before, during, and after the Immortal phase. The wave clear on both sides is pretty good. I'd say it's a little bit better on the side of Bancho here, but overall, I think both teams have got strong drafts. I need the Bandit camera once again. There we go, bud. get you all centered up so everyone can see your beautiful face. But overall, I think this is going to be a great draft. You know, removing names from either side, and, you know, just completely looking at what the drafts are based on the map. I give this a little bit over to Bancho. Give it over to them, I think. We'll have to see. It's Mark Zombie tanking now. Might be new. Changing up strats, trying to trick everybody here. I got a new mouse, and so the cable's all like, it's, before I used to have it underneath my notebook, and now the cable's like stiff, so it's actually like pushing my notebook off the desk as well as the pens. All right, either way, let's go ahead and get on into the game, because I'm sure you're all itching to find out how and what's going to happen on Battlefield of Eternity. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Bancho. We're going to have Skev on the Joanna, Ronan going to be on the Vala, Blue Steen going to be on the Malthael, Spice going to be on the Ana, and Quinal is going to be on the Li Ming. There we go. Odd that they have the Malthael starting out in the 4-man, or maybe they're splitting off. Yeah, they're splitting off now based on the minimap. On the right-hand side, we got the Nexus Cats. Turd Herder's going to be on the Blaze. Lulu's going to be on the Stukov. The Doctor's going to be on that Lunara. We have Arth going to be on the Sylvanas, and Mark Zombie will be on the Diablo. Let's go ahead and... It's not working out for me. All right, either way, let's go ahead and take a look at all of our stats. We have extra buttons on the new keyboard too, so I was hoping to utilize those. I think, does the honk work? No, the honk's not working either. All right, I'll have to fiddle with this maybe after the game or in between sets. Either way, we currently have our first setup here coming out in the bottom lane. This is just going to be teams looking for experience. No one playing too aggressive. They don't want to lose anyone out this early. Now, early game experience, we're looking somewhere in like the 300 to 400 range, so it's not going to be a ton. Meanwhile, actually, looking into top lane, Turd Herder getting pushed into this, and this is what I was talking about in the draft a little bit. I was wondering if the Blaze would struggle into this Malthael. We'll have to keep an eye on this as it does progress, but right now in the bottom lane, this is a very low Li Ming. The healing dart doesn't go through. Okay, they ended up getting it right there. I was wondering, was the poison damage from Lunara enough, as well as the poison damage from the Sylvanas, and they all just stand behind the gate and they let Spice get the healings off, so make sure they're not missing those skill shots, because that's the one part about Ana that's very, very difficult is, yeah, you have really good healing, you can amplify and also debuff the enemy team, but you have to make those skill shots when they matter, and those critical moments right there are going to be... That's a worrisome moment early in the game, that if in the later half of the game when there's a lot more damage and you might have someone running away from an engagement or really trying to disengage, you need to make sure that you're making those critical skill shots. But we'll have to see here, as this is still going to be back and forth. No player going down just yet. A little bit of an experience advantage in favor for the members of Bancho, but I think this is just due to the fact of just the waves being pushed into each other. Looking also right now at this bottom lane, this is going to be Bancho pushing in a lot of pressure. Jumping into the top lane, Turd Herder is going to be getting the jet propulsion into Blue Steen, who does back off to their side of the lane, but still forcing it and pushing up into Turd Herder, who has to play that a little bit slow. Going to be a bit of a difficult start for that Blaze, as we talked about in draft. It's just... Blaze and Malthael is going to be a little bit easier time for that Malthael, so long as they're able to constantly get that soul rip and they're constantly healing off the Blaze and clearing the way faster than them. This allows them to do things like this, where they're stealing the camp over here on the left-hand side. We have the vision for the red team right now so that you can see that they have no idea where they are over there. Jumping over down here, they had the Sentinel Wisp, or excuse me, there's a Wisp coming through just to see if they were able to catch the enemy team on the siege camp. Looks like they might have just been checking on either side. No one really going for that one just yet, but we do have our first Immortal phase popping up in the next 26 seconds, as this also will be the Bruiser camp picked up. I'd say pretty good timing on that. It's going to jump into the wave, into the lane, just as the objective will be popping up. So this is going to force back one of the enemy members, or they have to literally stay in lane. They could have delayed this out a little bit further, but unfortunately I missed the Malthael getting the kill onto Blaze, and now Arth is going to be trying to chase this. They did go into Unfurling Shadows at level 1, so they're going to be trying to stack that up a little bit there. And I think they were just trying to get the stacks, throw out the dagger, and just get a couple baseline stacks, because I believe... Is it 6 or 12? I might not even be right on that. There's like a base, like if you just get the 3 stacks and you throw out the dagger, you don't do any autos. There's actually like you're guaranteed like X amount every single time, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe I'm wrong on that, but either way, chat will correct me They always know. We currently have Maltheo pushing up top lane, still dealing with the camp that just arrived there. The bottom lane camp is actually being focused by the tower, so that's going to be the best situation for the members of Nexus Cats as they step forward, and that's going to be Li Ming going down. They answer back with a kill of their own, and now Ronan and friends need to cycle back here. Just take a couple seconds, making sure they're not going to be too aggressive into this enemy team. That's the thing, is they need to also be a little aggressive because they don't want, or well, they need this Immortal phase. They don't want to let this Lunar, for example, split off to the right-hand side and grab that, because she did go into Nature's Culling at level 4, which is going to give her a better, increase the damage she's able to put out. But right now, it seems like the Nexus Cats are just on the defensive foot, not going to cycle one member out. The unfortunate thing with that is it allows things like Ronan and also Kunal right there, who are going to be able to throw out ability shots. Now, we just saw that all of that damage was eaten by a couple of the members who are kind of body blocking that. Look at the Doctor on the right-hand side, trying to get some of that work done, but this is a risky spot. Look at Spice over here as well. Finds the sleep dart. They're just trying to thread the needle. Actually going to be Awakening Mark Zombie there. If they defend this will be the most wild thing ever. Like, Lunar is doing as much as they can, but this is a lot of damage they put in. 13,000 still, as the enemy team will be stepping up. Ronan going to be trying to get the burst in there. That's going to be Mark Zombie very low. Does have the healing push on themselves. Her Turd Herder gets Depth Propulsion away, but do they have too much damage on them? Maltheo dives forward, finds the kill onto them. Mark Zombie is going to be getting very low. There was a reset for Li Ming. This might be another one just above. That's going to be a reset. Can they find the kill onto Mark Zombie? They actually sidestep it, the spray, and walk away, as this will be Immortal phase. First one of the game going over to the side of Ban Show, and that's going to be jumping up into the top lane with their 7 talent tier advantage as well. You think it's 6? Okay. I thought it was like 12, but in my head I was like, man, that seems like way too much just as a baseline. 6 kind of makes sense. We'll have to try and keep an eye on that. They're currently at 24, but they also, oh my god, well, they won't be picking up anytime soon, as that's going to be Li Ming finding a wonderful combo into the Sylvanas, as that's Ban Cho pushing through a top lane fort. And can they go beyond just this? Will they be able to get the keep front gate, or are they going to back off? Now, the Sylvanas is going to be up in the next 5 seconds. So they're just going to keep pressing into this. Maltheo's still in bottom lane. This is a solid level, maybe even 2 level advantage in favor for the members of Ban Cho. As they they get the keep front gate roughly, majority of it, and they're going to back out right there. But still, that's a solid lead for them. We're looking at about a level and a quarter-ish. I was thinking that it might go up to 2, but they would have to definitely find more kills in that right. Jet Propulsion from Turd Herder just trying to put some damage onto Blue Steed and just interrupt them and just slow them down as they're breaking off and grabbing that camp over on the bottom portion of the map. While we have the opportunity, let's go ahead and cycle through some of these other numbers, get an idea of what those look like as we have progressed quite a bit into our game. It's only been 6 minutes, and we have 16,000 heroic damage from the Vala already. Jet Propulsion from the Blaze to try and steal this camp away. Okay, I was about to say... I was about to be like, are you about to run away from that? I didn't see the minimap that the entire team was coming down as well, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Scav is going to be down here just trying to disrupt this and also help clear out as best they can. Sylvanas did go into the Mercenary Queen at level 4. That's why you're seeing that glow around the 3 Impalers currently down here. We have the Li Ming coming in. That's going to be 10 talents here just picked up by the members of Ban Cho. That's the Tormented Souls coming out from Blue Steed. No nano boost onto them as they currently find themselves Lulu. They find the kill into Lulu. Mark Zombie getting very low. That should be enough damage for a reset for Li Ming. Now, the reason we didn't see the nano boost on Amalthea is because it went on to the Li Ming, who just popped off quite a bit there. So, realistically, the right choice. Me, I was just looking for, well, realistically, more memes. Malthea will be splitting off and going ahead and grabbing the Bruiser camp over on the right-hand side of the map, allowing them to have more pressure into top lane. The rest of the team is going to be trying to get out of this bottom lane engagement, as Mark Zombie did have their souls reset, so they have to play this a little bit safe, because that Li Ming could get enough burst, and the Doctor's going to be the one who has to also play safe around that. This is also going to be Reign of Vengeance picked up by the Vala. I didn't realize that she didn't pick up her 10 talents here till just now, almost a level later. We have our second Immortal phase of this game popping up, and it looks like the members of Ban Cho are going to shred right through this Immortal. 30 stacks currently on the Sylvanas, 11 out of the 20 for the Puncturing Arrow for the Vala. 12 out of the 15 for the new habits for the Blaze, and we have 7 out of the, I believe, 40 for the Fetid Touch 30. That one it always throws me off, but either way, we currently have them stepping further forward. They're going for the defense once again. Combustion from the Blaze coming out, leaping strikes from Lunar. That finds a kill onto one. They end up trading the Diablo for that. Tormented Souls from the Malthael as well. The Flaming Swipe trying to force them back, but Arth might have too much damage over time onto them, and they still use the Soul Rip to dive over onto them. They actually have another kill onto Blaze as this Malthael is just cleaning house. The Doctor trying to get away from here, but they have the mark that's a reset for Li Ming. All that's left is Lulu, who ends up getting away, but this is going to be a fully shielded Immortal moving on in through bottom lane. The reason we know that is because top lane doesn't have a fort or even a front gate almost, and this is going to be bottom lane still fairly healthy, so the Immortal will always prioritize the least defended lane. Blonde Duchess, how you doing, friend? Stixa says, I said Selexia earlier, my apologies. And then DQ is asking, will Lunara solo? Oh, okay. I haven't seen a solo lane Lunara in ages, but it could have been a possibility, definitely. Either way, currently going to be having the Immortal pushing on in through this bottom. Li Ming finding a combo from the side there, forcing back the enemy team. They take out the well as well, and currently push further down through this bottom lane. 13 talent here is up and in favor. That's why you're seeing the Blaze currently pushing up through top lane. There was a Shaman camp grabbed as well on the left-hand side of the map. That's just now stacking into all of this. So this is going to be 5 members pushing through bottom lane. They need to play this real smart here because they could be losing more than just the keep front gate. If they end up losing 1 or 2 players, this could be more than just, yeah, this could be the keep going down, and then even potentially the game as the Doctor takes a whole lot of damage. I don't even know what... did Li Ming throw a combo? We didn't even see it travel on the ground. That's a good jet propulsion from the Blaze, but I think it was interrupted. That's going to be combustion coming out from them as well. The Immortal pushes them away. That's Rain of Vengeance coming out. That's going to be the Tormented Souls with the Nano Boost onto as well. Li Ming is getting 2 resets from the Sylvanas going down as well as the Blaze, and now the Immortal is on the keep. The rest of the team should be able to burn through this, and with the 2 kills they got, they could be looking to step forward towards the core. It's very early into the game, so the death timers are not that long. We got about 10 seconds on average for 2 players, but can they actually take the keep, or the core, excuse me. If the Doctor goes down, that might be, if that sleep dart went out right there, that might have been what they needed. Leaping strike to get to the opposing side of this, as they really need to try and disengage. Li Ming is able to find the reset. They actually blink away just as Turd Herder gets the jet propulsion, almost connecting onto them. The Immortal still up, actually just now going down. Skev trying to slow them down, but this looks like it's going to be game number 1 going over to the members of Ban Cho. GG, well played. That was a really good game 1, but dear Lord, did Ban Cho play that strong.
You up for some cake and pie later, buddy?
Arbus, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome everyone. I hope you had a wonderful stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope I didn't murder your name. Let me get a quick shout out for you in chat as well. I hope you had fun playing A Good Snowman is Hard to Build. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you had a wonderful stream. All right, let me ask the teams if they want first pick or map pick. Okay. Let me show stats once more, and then we'll jump it back over to Bandit Cam and I. Okay. Let me update. Oops. Let me update one thing, and then we'll get ready for our next game. Alrighty. Back to the sleeping puppy. So we have a map. Fix Bandit Camp. And let's go ahead and get all the kids in here. I do all of this stuff. Alright, teams are getting in here. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. We are still pushing for Twitch partners, so all the support, all the lurking does help out a ton. Just trying to keep that average viewership high enough to the point where they're like, yeah, come hang out with us. Come get a check mark. So hopefully we'll be able to hit that soon. But until then, we're going to continue casting games. On a note of schedule, this week I think is going to be a little bit on the light side. We are going to be doing, I think we're going to take tomorrow off. I'm 50-50 on it. I'm not sure yet. The schedule, like, casting-wise is a little, like, too open, so I was like, there's not, like, really good setup for games, just, like, schedule-wise, so I was like, maybe I'd take it off and just relax and get ready for the Heroes Celebrity League that is going to be on Wednesday over on the Heroes Hearth channel. And then Thursday on this channel, starting at, I believe, 5 o'clock PST, we're going to be doing 2 best of 5s, and that's going to be for the Division S for Heroes Lounge. So don't want to miss out on that one. There's going to be a lot of great ones there. Shadow Guard, good to see you cheering on some friends. All right, we got everyone in on one side. We just need the other team, and we'll get going into game number 2. Let me also really quickly update the team scores so you know who exactly is up. All right, I think that's all set. That's all set. I did want to change one thing. I wanted my DPI to be like a touch faster on this. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do 1400. It felt like I feel like I had to stop panning at points. Let me for the team. Right. Yes, partner indeed. Please give me fancy checkmark, and then I'll do all the fun games. Also, if anyone missed the Day and I playing We Were Here Together, it is insanely difficult, but it was a good time. So if you missed that, you should check it out on her channel. There's a VOD for that one. And then her and I were already talking about doing another puzzle game, so we're just gonna figure that one out, and then we'll probably let you know when that will happen. But it'll be over on her channel, and that'll always be fun. I don't know about, like, I won't be there for D&D. Also, just talking about stream stuff. It's because no stream Friday, obviously, because I'll be traveling. Saturday, the D&D group I think is continuing. I don't know if they're gonna stream it, but you can check that out on Jinxie Cat stream. And then I think Monday when I come back, I'll probably be itching to stream, so we'll probably stream again on Monday the 27th. Alright, well, looks like the teams are ready to go, so I will double check that everything is ready. It looks like it is. I'll go ahead and push the start button, and let's go ahead and get into game number 2 in our first best of 3 series of the evening. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming series. My name is Bahamut. On the left-hand side, I get the members of Band Show up 1 in this best of 3 series. We find ourselves going to Braxis Holdout with the members of Nexus Cats down 1, trying to take us to a game number 3, but I'm sure you're mostly wondering how. In what way did we get to Braxis Holdout? The home team this evening is going to be the members of Band Show. They won the coin flip, opting for first pick priority. For game number 1, Dragonshire and Curstyle were banned out by them. Nexus Cats banned out Tomb of Spider Queen and Towers of Doom. In game number 1, Nexus Cats chose Battlefield of Eternity, and they lost that. They opted for first pick priority in game number 2, so that means the members of Band Show have map pick priority, and it is going to be Braxis Holdout. Let's go ahead and get back into the draft and find out what we have here so far. Also, really, side note, there's one person who comments on every single YouTube video that I have. Shout out to them. Like, legitimately, like they comment, and it's like something good too, where it's like part of like what I was talking about during the cast. Like it's always like, it's just like, and the comment that I saw today was, it was about how no one likes Braxis Holdout, and I think that after they put, but it's not that bad. So finally, they'll be able to see some Braxis Holdout games, as we have had quite a few actually in the past week. But either way, thank you to like the one person who's like watching every single one of my YouTube videos and commenting on every single one as well. I appreciate you so much. All right, Kira, Deathwing on the right-hand side being banned out by the members of Nexus Cats. We currently have the Ariel and the Rexar being banned out as well on the left. This leaves things like Joanna up and available, so they're going to instantly snap lock that on the side of Nexus Cats. What do we get here? You could go into Diablo here. You can go into Garrosh. Could go into Ana and your like mage, so you can get some wave clear. So like Ana Jaina, it's not a bad idea. You could pick up Greymane and Li Ming or something. So it's actually going to be Stukov and Kael'thas. They're going to be going for that. I wonder if the Kael'thas ban in game number 1 was a target ban. Snack, yes. I mean, Joanna is a snack, let's be honest. Actually, more like a big old meal. But Gul'dan will be picked up. A lot of good point control coming out from him. The Fell Flame and the Echo Corruption, or just the Corruption generals, are really, really good tools. Joanna is just overall a great grouper and tank, and just massive threat on some of these control-based maps. Anduin going to be going in there as well, just to be able to throw the Chastise down so that Gul'dan can capitalize further with a lot of his damage over time. I like that quite a bit. Now, they don't have a solo lane, and I wonder... Solo lane, and they also don't have damage. Like, a Hanzo wouldn't be a bad idea here. They could go into Lunara again with the Gul'dan going for the double poison, or they could even go into Sylvanas. So, maybe... Okay, so it's actually going to be the Leoric. They just don't want to deal with that solo lane Leoric. Alright. Does that mean that they plan to go into something of a higher health pool? Wait, hold on. Is this a stretch? Leoric being banned out by the team that's name is Ban Cho. They picked up their support and their wave clear very early. And it's a team called Ban Cho. No one Ban Cho. Do you think? I'm leaving work early, so I'll be home soon. BRB. Drive safe, Day. Thanks for swinging through. I'm glad you got to leave work early as well. That's awesome. Garrosh and Lunar to be picked up on the left-hand side, so I'm not sure if the Lunar is a steal, but either way, it's going to work out great for them because you do have just more damage over time to be applied, as well as the vision she can provide, and then Garrosh with the repositional factor does allow her to then just capitalize while people are running away. She's able to get that sustained damage in the chase. Now on the right-hand side, they still need a solo lane, and this is kind of the same situation but the opposing way. So they're actually going to pick up a Chen and grab a Genji themselves. So I was thinking Hanzo, but Genji is still a great option as well, able to capitalize on some of those low health pool heroes. Also, for a top lane situation, Genji to rotate in with Chen means that there's going to be two members in top lane when Genji comes up for the gank that have chase into whoever the solo lane's going to be. Now with that, I would maybe consider someone who has some sort of disengage or escape, and I'm trying to think like off the top. I was like Phoenix maybe, but yeah, I doubt it. Varian, it's going to be the choice. Now they don't have escape, but they do have a little bit extra like sustain in a sense, or they do have their W to allow them to mitigate some of the incoming damage, especially post 10 with the shield wall. So we'll have to see here. I don't know if this is Twin Blades or if we end up getting Taunt just to be able to lock down the Chen further, or even the Genji. We'll have to see how this works out, but I wonder if the Varian was picked up because they're afraid of the Chen and Genji being able to kick and dive in and not being able to lock them down, because realistically all they have is what? The Gravity Loss from Kael'thas. If Stukov goes into the right talents, by 13 he can technically lock people down, I think it is, and then Varian has Taunt. So I would be leaning towards Taunt because of that fact, just to get you another option. You do have that charge, but that is just going to be a slow on it as well. I mean, you can upgrade that as well. So there's options, but me personally, I like a Taunt Variant here. It might struggle into the solo lane at a Chen, and that's maybe why they're thinking into maybe a Twin Blades. Gul'dan strong here, Chen also strong. Looks rough for Ban Cho. It's possible. It's definitely possible. I was thinking that Ban Cho had the stronger team in the last game, and in this game I'm actually going to say I think the members of Nexus Cats have the stronger team, but we're going to have to see what happens here as we go ahead and get into game number 2. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Ban Cho up 1, trying to close this out in a 2-0 fashion. Rowan's going to be on the Varian. We have Spice going to be on the Stukov. Skev is going to be on the Garrosh. Kanao is going to be on the Lunara, and Bluestein on the Kael'thas. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Nexus Cats. We're going to be having Turd Herder on the Chen, probably going to be going into Wandering Keg because it's the better talent of the two. We have Mark Zombie going to be on the Joanna. Arth is going to be on the Genji. The Doctor going to be on the Gul'dan, and Lulu will be on the Anduin. Sorry, just I was like doing a small pan right there, and I set my DPI from 1,200 to 1,400, and like that 200 difference makes all the difference to me right now, because it's smaller pans either way. Also, this mouse literally has something called sniper mode, and if I push a button, it actually it slows down my DPI. It's cool. It's really cool. Anyways, I'm sorry. I got all excited. I got new toys for the computer, so I was very, very happy to use them throughout the weekend. Either way, we do currently have our bottom lane being held over by 2 teams. It's going to be 4v4, and this is going to be Chen versus Varian in top lane. So standard pretty much lane setup right now, as we do have the Globe respawn trying to get those Kael'thas mana at stacks as quickly as possible so they can get the Arcane Barrier up and available for themselves, so they can mitigate damage. When you finish this out, they're going to be somewhere in the 800 to 1000 range when it comes to their mana pool, and that's going to be a fairly significant Arcane Barrier for them, as the Beacon phase will be activating in the next 19 seconds. Now on I was going to say Tomb of Spider Queen, on Brax's Holdout, this is actually one of those maps where it has one of these shorter objective timers in between as well as at the initial setup. So the announcement's at 1 minute, and then it's open and available at 1 minute 30. I think the only other map that's kind of like this is Dragonshire. Outside of that, you do have the 2 coin boxes that pop up on Blackheart's Bane. I think that's at the 1 minute mark, so that is technically the earliest one, but that's still not, you know, it's not like a capable fight over it. Well, no, it is a fight over objective. Either way, tangent aside, let's actually get into our game here, as we currently have charge going out in favor for the members of Ban Cho, as this looks like it's going to be Varian holding top lane for now. They actually hold this over really, really well, and they're actually just going to be brawling out against the Chen over here. Meanwhile, back down in our bottom lane, the Doctor's getting forced back quite a bit with the damage thrown out from the Lunara, as well as the Living Bomb from the Kael'thas. Genji rotated into top lane to try and help out the Chen. This is what we were talking about in the draft. Now, Varian is just going to try and live through this and actually just try and dump damage into Chen. Unfortunately, well, actually, fortunately for Chen, realistically, I think they might have ended up trading out, but that still would have gotten 100% Zerg wave for their blue team. Either way, Ban Cho will be having the first Zerg wave very, very quickly here, and that's going to be being pushed up through this bottom lane. The Doctor very low. They have the Banelings all crashing in. Varian in this top lane is going to be managing this right now. Only going to be having 1 Ultralisk and a few units around that as well, so there might be a little bit of damage on the front gate, but meanwhile in the bottom lane, we are currently having Arth taking so much damage that's going to be Genji just trying to get away from Lunara from the poison damage. In the past, it's been noted that he struggles with her poison damage due to the fact of his health pool not being the biggest. As we can see, it's roughly 1,900 right there, as well as the healing from Anduin isn't the, you know, it's not the flashiest in the world. If you, no, I'm just, that's horrible. No, but Anduin's healing is decent, but it's going to struggle a little bit into that damage over time from Lunar, especially with her trying to get a burst into a single player. And if he's already used the Divine Star, if he's already used the Flash Heal, it's going to be a significant cooldown to the point where he might not get enough healing to them, and that damage over time might be able to capitalize on a kill. This Zerg wave still pushing in, but they might have stepped a little too far forward, as actually Arth is going to be having that Living Bomb on them. They need to spread out, making sure it's not going to spread. And this is Skev still somehow staying alive as they push in through bottom lane and got an entire fort. Chen rotates down as well, but this is going to be 5 up on both sides, and as I missed it earlier, this is going to be a Twin Blades Varian coming out from the members of Ban Cho. I've been seeing a lot of Twin Blades Varian for the solo lane on Brax's Holdout, and I wonder if it's just the divisions I've been seeing or what, but it's been quite enjoyable, I'm not gonna lie. Didn't know Varian beats Chen, today I learned. See, at least somebody laughed at my joke. I'm happy about that. Thank you, DQ. Thank you. Right now it's just going to be teams getting camps, because they kind of just reset on the map, and that was a very, very early Zerg phase. Typically it gets drawn out quite a bit, and it doesn't really pop up till roughly now-ish. Like, I feel like I usually see it right around the 7 to 10 mark area, level-wise. So to be seeing it so early it was baffling, and also the fact of how much value they got from it. This is going to be the invade onto the camp. That's Genji, who got onto the point with just a sliver left. They find the Stukov kill. That's a very, very good turnaround for the Nexus Cats, and that's actually also going to be first blood of the game. I actually thought someone had gone down, but no, that will be first blood. Currently have the Hellbats in this bottom lane. They do need to be cleared out because this will win the lane over. Also, they've got a wonderful Archer wave right behind that as Turd Herder comes down here to manage that. Meanwhile, the rest of the friendly team's going out into top lane to try and push in with the camps that they do have up here. Looks like they're going to open up this front gate a little bit, and we might have some lane swaps happening here where the solo lane might be in the bottom now, and this will be 4v4 in top. We'll have to see here. Stukov is actually making a long rotation. They're not really showing, but this is going to be 5v4 if they end up trying to make this fight happen. Not going to be the case. Also, I didn't look at what Lunar went for Nature's Perspective at level 1, so she's not Sentinel Wisp. Genji dives through. They're trying to jump onto Lunar in the backline. Lulu getting very low here. Was thrown out of position, I believe, by Skev, and that's a gravity lapse right into Genji, who's trying to get the agility right over. I don't think they have a Swift Strike, and Lusteen is a little bit low as well. They throw. Oh, Varian is going to be able to get the dive in. I think that should be the Living Bomb following with enough damage, and they actually throw the Noxious Blossom, I think it is, over right there, and they would have gotten that from that. But that is going to be 2 solid kills in favor for the members of Ban Cho. Now, with our objective objective phase up once again. They're going to be throwing Lunar into bottom lane. This is going to be Chen down here as well. Chen might struggle a little bit into Lunar as well here. And with Varian coming down, I don't know if you can drink through that much pain. They kick over to Lunar to try and get to the other side, but it doesn't end up working out, and they end up losing the Chen in bottom. Meanwhile, in top lane, because Lunar rotated down, they were able to force the enemy team off this point, but now this is going to be 5v4? Yeah, this is going to be a collapse kind of from the side. They actually find the Lunar kill in the backline. The Doctor getting very low is traded out. It's going to be Chastise connecting onto Varian to slow them down a little bit. Arth is going to be cycling around towards the lower half of our screen. Going to be able to get right out of there. I think they're going to be trying to jump onto the point just to also stall this out a little bit longer, allowing the Gul'dan to get back. Both these teams are kind of just resetting as it was a charge for a couple seconds. They might have got a 2% charge from that one, but either way, Chen's over here once again. Gul'dan just now back up the Hall of Storms. Lunar are going to be rotating into bottom lane. We have top lane being pushed up. And this is actually a really smart call coming out from the members of Ban Show due to the fact that their Zerg wave is going to be in this top lane over here. So if they're able to get this lane pushed up a little bit, that allows them to be more aggressive during this entire phase. That was a huge Echo Corruption from Gul'dan as well. I think that actually connected almost down to everyone. They're currently sitting at 35 stacks. The Doctor really can start to get a lot of damage when they finish that out, as well as some of the 13 to 16 talents to just benefit into their spell power as well. But right now they need to worry about 10 talents here. Skev is getting very low. That's going to be a Swift Strike Steward. They're trying to find themselves a Garrosh kill. Doesn't seem to be working out. They end up finding it right there, but how much did they overextend for it? That's going to be a lot of damage onto Turd. Horrify comes out from the Gul'dan. They end up popping the Storm Within Fire just in time as Varian's going to be targeted. They find the kill onto Varian. Arth is getting very low, has to get away from the Lunar. Is there a flash shield? It's not in time. The Holy Word Salvation doesn't come out in time, and that will be the kill. And that was the thing that I was talking about. The flash shield has a delay on it. Divine Star has kind of a delay in a sense as it doesn't be thrown out. And, well, you just saw Holy Word Salvation, that has a wind-up time on it as well, 0.5 seconds, and that was enough time for Genji to get picked off. But that was a whole lot of kills for the members of Nexus Cats, putting them back in I wouldn't say in this game. I wouldn't say they were out of it, but they were struggling a little bit right there throughout the early half of that game. And I think that 10 talent tier fight in that top lane really, really did a lot for them. And I think that might have pulled them back out of that. It seemed like they were in a little bit of a slump here. They just couldn't find their footing. And now I think they're trying to see, like, and they're also figuring out, like, who can we dive on? How can we split this team? And splitting Lunar like they have been, almost baiting them with, like, the Genji. Using Genji to kind of pull Lunar away allows the enemy rest of the team to step up with the Gul'dan and get a lot of damage in, as well as the Chen. So that seems to be working out very well for them. They're going to go back and forth, canceling out this charge. It's going to be 16 to 20, both these sides. We do have some lane management happening for both, and I think we just kind of reset and look for another team fight. This is going to be the camp. Oh, I was going to say this is the camp for bottom lane, but once they see the enemy team jumping into this bottom lane, they're going to rotate in, try and push up this top, and then they get pulled into the top. This is Lunar jumping out of the point. Chen still managing lanes, because this is going to also be another fight breaking out. We didn't look at some of the other numbers, so let's actually get an idea of what those look like, as we do kind of have this back and forth. We can at least look at the damage experience, healing, and heroic damage that's been coming out from both these sides. Chen just constantly having to manage the lanes. It's rough for them, but I think this should be enough. Now, top lane has a massive fight breaking out. This is going to be 5v4 in a second as Lunar makes their way up here. Lulu does have the Holy Word Salvation. They actually do get it in time. Gul'dan's going to be able to drain some health from one of the players. That's Arth getting the extract onto one. Skev getting very low, as I think the Genji's going to be able to bait them. They end up going into the Phoenix, but that's going to be just fine as they don't lose their one player. This is also going to be charged for 1 or 2 seconds in favor for the members of Nexus Cats, as Chen was able to jump on the point, but they're going to go back down and deal with the lane. Meanwhile, in top lane, this is a bit of a difficult moment to be in because, as I said, it's 5v4. You don't want to step into this potentially and stagger out of death, as Gul'dan did finish the Echo Corruption, allowing them to get a little extra poke damage and pressure on this enemy team, as they will be losing their well in top lane as well. That's a big factor in this team fight. That means the sustain means you have to go all the way to your keep for any sort of sustain, or even grabbing the regeneration globes, as Arth is setting up in that corner. We currently have the Chen rotating up as well. They're going to get scouted out by the enemy team, sidestepping the Groundbreaker from the Garrosh as they were trying to dive onto Gul'dan. Lunar is actually going to get picked out very early. Storm Within Fire going to be triggered by the Chen as they now chase further into this lane. This is a lot of damage onto Gul'dan, who throws one of the clones away. The lurking arm underneath it to try and slow them down from using abilities to get the last little bit of damage onto Skev, and it seems to have worked out really well for them. And now they throw Chen once again onto that point or somebody to be able to get a little bit more charge, and they're going to have that control for now. No one in bottom lane, since Lunara and Varian are dead, and they keep having vision of this enemy team. They kind of quartering them a little bit here from being able to rotate down. This might be I think this should be full Zerg wave for the members of Nexus Cats. If they can find Spice here, that's huge. Horrify will be used. That's only onto one. The extract will be there, and they find the kill onto the Stukov. This means that the members of Nexus Cats will have 100% Zerg wave coming in through bottom lane. They don't have to defend against too much, but they're going to want to make sure that Gul'dan gets the clear on this as quickly as possible due to the fact that they don't want to be opening up top lane further. But it seems like that's not the case. They're not too worried about top. They're all in for bottom. Okay. Tilted Sister, what's up, bud? Show feet. I think you underestimate how much pain I can shoot through though. What's up, washed up streamer, dude? Zell, how's it going? Ghost Bear, how's it going? I see no cats. Name suspect. Yeah, they could have grabbed at least Kel'Thuzad, you know? At least Kel'Thuzad. Quote unquote best dance in the game. This is also what I was talking about earlier. But it seems like they're all into trying pushing through bottom lane and open this up further for themselves. At least they've matched that out, but now they need to push up top lane and take that out. But are they trying to go for more than just keep from gate? No, they have to back off of this. Lurking Arm comes out. Guardians are the only thing left. The Splintered Spear from Lunar getting so much damage out right there. Yeah. I think they just disengaged. Lane disengaged, they'll deal with top lane, and we reset the objective. We find out what our camp timers are, and I think it's just going to be teams managing lanes and trying to poke at each other. Deathwing twerking. You know, I said that as well. I'm not gonna lie. White mane with the witch skin. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'm partial to Asmodan, but that's just because it's adorable to me. Because he just looks so happy for a general of hell to be dancing so kiddishly. I don't know how to describe it. Camp is going to be invaded on both of these two teams are just invading each other's sides camps. Just like, all right, you go over there, we'll go over here. Oh wait, hold on. You have a fight breaking out over this campus. They did go in for the invade. That's going to be domination used by Skev. Do we have a chastise? There's a Warlord's Challenge. A lot of damage onto them. Genji, the first one to go down. Holy Word Salvation will be out as well. Leaping strikes from Lunar. The Doctor getting very low. Garrosh is going to be traded out as they're just trying. They're going back and forth with this. Looks like Lunar is able to get away with their life, but that will be a 2-for-1 in favor for the members of Nexus Cats. And they'll also be able to clear out this camp before it really gets much value. Top lane did just step up, but Lunar should be able to clear this out before it gets much of any value in this top lane fort. And when friends, as I said before, we're clearing out that. Bottom lane will be cleared out by the Gul'dan and the Chen. And we reset, but we do have 16 talents here just around the corner for the members of Nexus Cats, and we should be having our beacon phase not too far away either. Let's actually jump over to the vision for our red team. I think Mark Zombie was just scouting out to see if they were on that camp. They might have seen them. I didn't swap to vision quick enough. Have you noticed that Asmodan on Mount looks like a kid pretending that he's an airplane? Yes, and whenever I play Asmodan, and I'm actually streaming him, I always zoom in on his face, because it's adorable. It is the most adorable thing ever. And I'm missing kills because I'm currently looking at chat, but Chen kills Chen, Kael'thas is killed by Genji. Didn't know we had two Chens in the game. Lunar is going to be moving that Wisp around, but getting some good vision for the friendly team as the beacon phase will be opening up in the next 10 seconds. Bottom lane will be managed by the members of Bancho, just making sure they're going to be able to push that back. Top lane, while they can see the enemy team there, they're going to say this is a free fort for us then. Gul'dan has enough. Yeah, I think you have one corruption and that will be enough, but I think they're going to maybe just save that, make sure they don't, they have it up and available for the next team fight. But right now it's going to be, I think, the passive game until both teams get all their players back. But now you kind of have this yakety sax moment where they're all rotating around. Now they can see that they're rotating down here. So blue team or Bancho knows that the enemy team was rotating down. I don't know. They had to have obviously know because they ran by a Wisp. But either way, let's actually jump onto red team vision just so we can see what they're seeing really quickly. As this will be Varied in top lane, still pushing that back. Boss is still up and available, but I don't think anyone's going to be going for that just yet. Camps looking like 30 seconds on two of them and about a minute to 2 minutes on the other. Now, oh man, this setup right now. Now, there's no way they saw Stukov, I don't think. That might have been just a visual bug on our end. Yo, Kaleo, what's up, bud? Buttsman should be a skin. Well, usually you just have to make them face the other way, and then you press the dance tool or the dance button, and then it's Buttsman. Anyone else are getting a lot of value? They've been denying some critical moments, definitely. There was like 1 or 2 hiccups, but I think that was just kind of just like, you know, the start of it, and just that nerves. X-Strike coming through, Warlord's challenge as well, Flailing Strike forcing back one. It's going to be the Holy Word Salvation from the Anduin. No one actually on the point just yet, as Mark Zombie does step up. Leaping Strike from Lunara onto the Doctor, finds the kill. That's going to be a lot of damage onto Bluestein, who is ended up trading out. That's going to be the kill onto Joanna as well. Rowan so very low, trying to find something to trying to make some sort of play with this right now, as Lulu gets a little bit of healing, but they end up getting the camp on the side of Ban Show, and Arth is just playing around this edge just to see, well, do I need to get the dismount? Do I need to make sure that no one's able to dive onto our Anduin? They're able to kind of protect right there, but now the enemy team just going to go around stealing camps. Genji might be able to play this cheeky and you know, stop the channel for now, but I think the main focus is going to be clearing out the wave. They do have a catapult down here that is doing some decent work, hitting for 285, and it's going straight into the keep actually, but that'll be mitigated in just a second by the wave that's actually just crashing into it. Looks like this will be Zerg wave going over to the side of Ban Cho. They're not going to be able to stop this. Lulu, ooh, this is risky, Lulu. Yeah, you can see the retreat pings coming out, as I think the enemy team was missing from bottom lane, or they knew that they were rotating up. This is going to be full defense coming out through bottom lane. This was the first wave, excuse me, this is the 3rd wave total, but in the first wave, this is actually where the members of Ban Cho pushed up to. Seems like, I was about to say, seems like they're not going to try and push up with this, but that's really wild that they have, you know, a 17-minute Zerg wave and they're not going to push up with it. But no, absolutely. They're just rotating around. They might have been looking for a potential camp right there as, sorry. My stream preview 404'd, and I always get nervous that the stream actually died, and I want to make sure that we are visible and we're all good. Yes, we're good. We're running. That's the most important thing. Either way, that's going to be a lot of damage onto Gul'dan. They have the Warlord's challenge coming out as well. That's going to be the Horrify from Gul'dan, forcing back. Oh, Lulu gets the gets the Holy Word Salvation just in time. Do they have enough poison damage to solidify a kill here on the side of Ban Cho? Looks like Garish is the first one to go down. Turd Herder with the clones is getting very low right there, but they do end up getting the keep. That's going to be the kick out from the Chen. Mark Zombie getting very low as well. Healing coming out from Anduin won't be enough, as the Nexus forces are a little too OP. Genji needed to back off as the Doctor has too much damage from Lunar, and they end up going down as well. Zerg wave around 40-some%. The Turd Herder has no... Okay, they end up stepping into the Divine Star, but I don't... Oh, they're going to try and end right here. I mean, it's Twin Blades variant. They got Lunar, they got Kael'thas, they got a decent Zerg wave right behind them. I think this actually looks like we might be having game number 2 going over to the side of Ban Cho. Our first best of 3 series goes down in a 2-0. GG. Well played.